I was like really in love with him, and part of me wanted to keep it.
What kind of demonic mind you have to have?
50 Cent has allegedly just leaked explicit photos of Kim Porter being beaten by Diddy, and this isn't even shocking considering the things everyone has said about how Diddy treated her. Diddy has always publicly said how much he loved Kim, but John Deal believes the truth is different.
Puffy, he came out with a new album, man, called Love, and he got a song on there called Kim Porter. How you feel about that?
I think that's probably a great thing to do. You know what I'm saying? To honor the person that you said you love, to honor the woman who gave you a scar on your wrist for the rest of your life that you could always look at and, and remember. You know what I'm saying? So if he put that song out there to her, I guess he wanted to honor her. But he gonna always remember her. Kim was who Kim was. And then if he ever try to forget her, all he had to do is look at his wrist.
What you mean by that when you say that, Kim Porter gave Puffy a scar?
When they were at home at Kim's house on 110th Street, he wanted to, put his hands on her in the wrong way. And Kim took one of those corkscrews and ripped his wrist up and hit an artery. And when she did that, he had to rush over to St. Luke's Hospital. I met him over there to the hospital. It was me, him, and Kim in the hospital when he was bleeding like crazy. And that was the beginning of him. And that's the first thing I knew about people getting hooked on opioids. You know what I'm saying? And that was from that accident. Oh, that was from the incident with him and Kim when she wasn't taking that. She wasn't going to take that whooping, and she got him off of him the best way she could.
Right, right. From your point of view, right, how would you describe Puffy and Kim Porter relationship when you was around?
Oh, it was volatile. It was like, you know, damn if she do, damn if she don't. Like Kim could not be with nobody else, and he knew it. And he could do whatever he want to. You know what I'm saying? And even when he was with J-Lo, like we'll put J-Lo in the house and he'll call and Kim wouldn't answer. And if she was out, he would ask the babysitter, do you know where she at? Well, she said she was going to be here because she had Kristen at the time. You know what I mean? So now we go on where Kim is at. And if she was with somebody, he made it very uncomfortable for that person to be with, using the bodyguards.
What you mean by that?
Like if we was there, you're not going to be sitting up there, and he pushing up on Kim. You're not going to do nothing to him while we there, or you're not going to say nothing to him while we there. Dude would just either step out or step away, or Kim would just get in another car and go or whatever.
Right. But from the outside looking in, right, from my point of view, it does look like he, is living with a regret when it comes to it.
My man coulda, woulda, shoulda, all that shit look good for the media.
It turns out that life with Diddy was actually very, very bleak for Kim Porter.
Kim Porter, we all know about the time that she cut Diddy with a corkscrew. Do you recall any other time that her and Diddy got into it?
Well, I could hear it in the suite, in the hotel suite. And then sometimes when Kim lived on 70th something street, and I would go upstairs with Diddy, you could hear the shit in the hallway. And I would just shake my head when he come out or whatever, and Kim would be in the house. And it's always about where she was at or who she was dealing with. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to see you physically put your hands on nobody. I don't give a shit who you are or what. I'm not going to see you physically put your hands on her. You understand? That's not going to be me. First of all, I can't. The position I was in, you understand? Investigator for child abuse, worked for Elite Investigations, New York State parole officer. I'm mandated to do something. You understand? I'm mandated to do something. If she says, yo, his bodyguard was right there, but I'm still moonlighting, I'm moonlighting as his bodyguard, I'm working as his bodyguard, but I still have that other function as a state officer. I'm mandated to do something.
Crazy, man. So you could hear Diddy putting hands on Kim Porter.
Well, see, he always do, like I told you, he be doing that. He'll start off, he'll have something on his mind, and he'll like that play fight with them. You understand? And he'll be hurting them when they to the point where they'll be like, yo, stop. You know what I'm saying? But you know, they got the room is locked, you don't hear none of that. And then, you know, Kim would walk out in her white robe, and you could see it in her face. But what are you gonna do?
Right, right. I always wanted to ask you this, man. Do you know anything about these after parties that Diddy be having?
Which after parties? There's a lot of after parties. There's a lot of after parties for a lot of different reasons. There's after parties if we doing it at the hotel after we do a party, or there's after parties after the after party. You understand?
Right, right. I guess the one people talk about is the after party.
Well, those will be when him and somebody that he needs something from or wants something from, and he'll get those girls and he'll line them up with him.
There has been a lot of speculation on Kim Porter's death. A couple of years back, there was a lot of speculation swirling around the untimely passing of Kim Porter, especially from the father of her eldest child. Let's rewind to November 2018 when Kim, just 47 at the time, tragically passed away at her home. The official report cited lobar pneumonia as the cause, stamped with a natural label by the coroner. Surprisingly, there were no red flags in her medical history, except for some recent flu-like symptoms. Before her relationship with Sean Diddy Combs, Kim had a son with record producer Al B. Sure, aka Albert Joseph Brown II, cementing her place in the music industry's history. Now, Al B. Sure, has been vocal about his skepticism regarding the cause of Kim's passing. He's even gone as far as suggesting that she might have been running from something in the lead up to her death, even encouraging her to reach out to the FBI for assistance. Jaguar Wright has corroborated his claims and added that Diddy may well have killed Kim Porter.
Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas. And then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker because it seems like everybody.
But what possible reason could Diddy have for killing his own partner? Well, hear it for yourself.
Because there's always been a rumor for a while now that, you know, she got killed because she was exposing a lot of stuff in her book. Is there any truth to that?
Unless they can hide unless she did her book on Google Duo and it's in the clouds and they could get somebody to get it out of there, she ain't got no book. It's just a conspiracy. Kim, it was alleged that she did have a book and that her book was about to come out. and she was talking about all the perils, everything that she went through in the music business and with Diddy. All the men that they slept with together, because there were men that they slept with together. There were swinging times that they slept with together. I don't know, man. How do you put your girl through some shit like that? Or how you look at your girl and knowing that she in another dude? What kind of demonic mind you have to be that far gone where that shit don't bother you for somebody that you love? But Kim Book was going to express all that. And I hope she did her book on Google Docs, or she did her book somewhere that is floating in the cloud of the internet that somebody could go get it one day. But I'm sure that he probably got hold to those tablets or whatever she had, allegedly, and got rid of them. They swimming with the fishes.
Wow, man. So she was about to expose all that in her book, them sleeping with men together.
She was going to expose everything. I heard it was tell all.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Just curious, right? Did you know that Diddy and Kim had that type of relationship back then in real time?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Because I know somebody personally that lives in Atlanta that was swinging with them, and I would never mention his name because he's a good brother and he knows my family down there. You know, he knows my family down there, and I would never, put his name out there like that. He's been in the music business. He done put a lot of groups, A-listed groups out there, especially A-listed groups from Atlanta. So I would never put his name out there like that. But, I got the key, I got the pass key to everything. But then when, they needed more ice or they needed bottles and stuff like that, when I used to go to the door and I knock on the door and they open the door, and then, my nosy, whoa, you see certain or they sitting in the jacuzzi together, all of them.
How Diddy treated Kim sounds dangerously close to what one of his other exes, Gina H., went through.
The night before I met him, so we were out all night, and me and her, we were with a couple of guys, and they were like, let's go to Puffy's house. So we were just like, okay, whatever. It was like 9 a.m.
Wow,
we were
Puffy's house at 9 a.m?
I mean, no one was there, but he was up too, though.
Okay.
And so we went to his house at like 9 a.m, and when I first walked in, I'm very like a chill person.
I can tell.
And so like I could walk into a White House and still be chill, but like inside I'm like screaming, oh my God. But when I came to his house, obviously I was kind of like, I don't know, I guess like starstruck in a way, because I'm
Okay.
from Nebraska, so I'm not around none of this. So
right.
but I'm chill though. And he came, so when I came, he was like, you not happy to see me?
Oh,
You at Diddy's house, that mean you made it.
the cockiness.
Yeah.
Okay, Diddy.
I was like, but yeah, that's
And how old were you at the time?
I was 21
21.
or 22.
Not once, but twice, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When was the first time you became pregnant with Diddy's child?
The first time was October 2014.
Okay. So this was like, what, a year after?
No, not a year, but because I met him in February and then I got
Okay.
pregnant in October.
Oh, so the same year.
The same year.
Okay. And you mind telling me what happened with that pregnancy?
I told him, and he was like, "You're gonna get an abortion, right?" And then I was like,
Ooh.
"I don't know. I don't know yet." And then he offered me 50,000 to get rid of it, but I turned it down because I just loved him, and I was like trying to prove that I wasn't the girl that
Was with
wanted him for
money.
money.
Okay.
I just care about him, and I just wanted him to be nice to me. That's it. I was like, I don't want your money. I just want you to be nice to me.
Whether you decide to keep the baby or not.
Mm-hmm.
So would it be fair to say that he was an asshole about it? I mean, offering somebody $50,000 to abort a baby, whew, he must really want it gone bad. Let's talk about baby 2. When did baby 2 come?
Last year in August.
So talk about that conversation. You're pregnant, you tell him. And this is obviously after 6 years of you guys being together.
And mind you, it wasn't my fault that I got pregnant. I told him, because I have like this period app and it tells me when I'm ovulating and stuff. So I told him that I'm ovulating, so don't do it. But he just did it anyway, and then I got pregnant, and he like, okay, just get an abortion, like no hesitation. But this time was harder for me because I had been with him for so long, and I was like really in love with him, and part of me wanted to keep it, but he didn't want it. So we had agreed to get it, but I only agreed to it because he told me to. And then we went to Turks and Caicos like a couple days later. And during that time he was like giving me drinks, like alcohol, like giving me drinks to drink, and I was just like, I'm not comfortable. He was like,
wish for the sake of Kim's family? Because, bruh, if you know what I know, he put Kim in a gold casket, then has 24-hour security at the funeral home so nobody would go in there and touch the casket or take Kim out of there. They should reopen her case and have an independent pathologist look at everything about her so she can rest in peace. I know people, paperwork, and this other young lady on the internet, they are spearheading the reopening of Kim's case. And I hope they...
After the video came out of Diddy attacking Cassie, you got a lot of people that feel like Diddy, he probably has something to do with Kim Porter's death, and they want the police to reopen her case. How you feel about that?
My man, I wish for the sake of Kim's family, because, bruh, if you know what I know, he put Kim in a gold casket, then has security, 24-hour security at the funeral home so nobody would go in there and touch the casket or take Kim out of there. I think that they should reopen our case and have an independent pathologist look at everything about her so she can rest in peace. So I know people, paperwork, and this other young lady on the internet, they are spearheading the reopening of Kim's case. And I hope they do.
How you feel about that personally? What do you think happened to Kim Porter?
Well, personally,
Yeah.
I just can't believe that somebody that had the normal flu, that had doctors on speed dial, that they had enough money that they could get the half of the hospital to come to the house and take care of her, that she died of just ammonia like that. And if you get that point where you can't breathe, and if you know you ever had a cold so bad, I had COVID and I couldn't breathe, but I still made it to the hospital on my own. I can't believe that she stayed in that house, laid in that house, and died like they said she died. So my personal opinion is that somebody needs to reopen that case, and there needs to be a person that can do an independent autopsy to tell us the truth about what really happened to Kim Porter. When I first heard of Puff violence towards women, and like I told you, I was told this and I heard this. You understand? I used to live right across the street from Eddie F. in Mount Vernon. That was Heavy D and the Boys DJ. Me and Eddie used to have conversations. I don't know, it was Eddie or his brother that told me. But I heard in our conversations that when Misa, he thought Misa was dealing with Eric Sermon, and he beat her so bad, she was trying to get away from him. She had to crawl up under the car. And at the time, Misa was a little something. That's the first time I heard of his violence with women. The second time was when I went to the hospital and Kim had ripped his wrist up. I told people he would do that whenever I was working with him. You know, he would act like that play fight with the pillows and everything, roughing the girls up like that. So if I didn't see nothing like, well, I wouldn't see it because they'd be in the room. But if she don't run out screaming and hollering, or I don't hear no help, ain't nothing I could do about it. But if she come out and she's in distress and he's trying to do something, I'm gonna do something about it. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Cause you're not taking my pension away. Cause you know what I do for a living. You're not putting me in a situation where I gotta explain to a tribunal of what went down and what happened and why I let it happen. Nah, we're not doing that. I'm a little bit smarter than that. So if you heard about something happening to Kim, it probably wasn't my days working, or some of the other bodyguards was telling me or told me. But it all comes back, bro, to where we at right now. Everything that I've said, that I've heard, that I've displayed to people has came to pass.